You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature.
Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop. Thanks for stopping by. I do greatly appreciate it. This is kind of a bin day without the bin, but I figured with 2 boxes in a tub, we'll just call it bin day. Now on the top, that tub is filled with vintage keys, and I have not gone through that. This is all from an estate. And then the bottom, this box on the bottom left here, that is filled with, well, I'll surprise you with that. And then the one on the right is a box filled with vintagey toys. Now, not everything listed there. It says small cars, crayons, which are not in there, rattles, bingo corn, yo-yos. Not all that's in there, so maybe they kept some items. I'm not sure. So let's check this out. Let's start with the keys. I'm just going to dump them out on a flat, maybe one of my black tops, because they're kind of dirty and I don't want to put it on my main tabletop. I will be back. Alright, so what do I do when I get a collection like this? Well, first off, I want to see what's in the bags and why they're in the bags. Okay, so this is an interesting assortment here. This is a bottle opener which says Cudahy, Walt something, and something Leighton. And on that is, let's see, another piece that says Henry Sandell with his name in Cudahy, Wisconsin. And look at that old set there, old skeleton keys. There's a little note here. I always like these little notes. It says, some of Pa's personal keep on ring. Okay, so those were Pa's. We don't know who Pa is, but all right, that's a neat looking key. It says Basco, Briggs and Stratton. So that's an old key. A master lock. All right. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. There's a letter C there. It looks almost like a banjo key or some kind of key like that. Maybe for a faucet key. All right, this looks interesting. See what I mean about dusty and dirty and dingy. An old spool, yarn spool, and some really neat looking keys. Look at that. So this particular type of collection, if I were to try to sell it, yes, this looks like a little key that's for a clock. That looks like a clock key or something similar to that. So I would just kind of Google the key or eBay the key name and see, like this old Briggs and Stratton, if there's a name on the key. Okay, look at those. Check out that assortment. I mean, this is something that you don't normally come upon, and when you do, I'm going to turn up the light just a little because it's so dark. Hold on a second. I'm doing it while I'm talking to you. Let's see. You should see a change now. Here we go. Okay, that brightened it up because of the black. It soaks up a lot of the light. Okay. Let's put those off to the side. These are interesting. I would need to get my little magnifier. Well, let me do that. I'll take out a few more, and I'll get my magnifier. So they're on rings. Look at all these skeleton keys. That has number 3. So this looks like apartment buildings, maybe way back. Someone had these keys, and they can go to each apartment. They're all. The ends are just a little bit different. So that one, if you could see, is like a T, and this is a T with the notch. This is the same as this key, but the notch is just slightly different. Yes, you would think the way these keys are, they should all work the same locks. I don't know, maybe. Why would you have so many keys for the same locks? These, very interesting. Some small ones. They're ornate, and that's what I like about them. I like that vintagey, ornate look. Let me grab my little magnifier, and I will continue on. Okay, so this is what I use to see things closer. So this says SPH28. See, I can read it much quicker. No name on it. We can read that one. P68, we can read that one. So what's that little logo say? It says HURD, H-U-R-D. And it's got a pretty unique little design around it. And then it's FC890. So what do these keys mean? I don't know. I want to read this here because this intrigued me. It says, yes, Henry Sandell, 624 Plan, Kinton, Cudahy, Wisconsin, receives something. And this is the other one I couldn't necessarily. I could read it, but yeah, Cudahy Malt EXT 804 Layton. Okay, another whole. Now look at these. These are extremely ornate keys. The ends. You got to look at the ends. They're very. This one is very thin. You could see there's just one tiny thin piece on that. So, you know, maybe it's just a special lock. All right, another group. I mean, there could be keys in here worth quite a bit. Maybe $50, $100, depending on the key. That clock key for sure might be worth something. A whole nother set. Looks like there's regular keys in here too. Now look at that. It's just flat. Let me zoom out a little bit more. More flat ones. Now look at all the flat ones. So what did the flat ones go to? What kind of lock? There's a bunch of those. And this is just bound up with string, which a lot of people did back in the day. They just tied things up. It's unique when you go through this stuff to see how people pack things and how they make their little notes and how they tie them up. Zip ties, old string. Okay, this one has a number 5 on it. This one has a number 5 on it. So that's a number 5 skeleton key. Now the rest of the keys look to be newer keys. So these would not be worth much of anything. This might be. Oh, that's cool. It's like a heavy metal copper. It says nameplates by the Metal Art Company, Inc., Rochester, New York. So it's an advertisement piece. Advertising specialty. Key tags. So it may not be necessarily very old, but still cool. Advertising piece. So all these keys are just regular keys. Wouldn't do anything with them. That one's got a unique end. Now, what can you do with keys? Some people make key wind chimes. So these keys, particularly these, I'm going to put in the back because I don't think even these are old. It says Reading Hardware Company. Reading Hardware Company. So those are neat. They have neat designs on them. So I'd keep these. Independent Lock Company, ILCO. And look at this. Now this is pretty unique. It's a pocket calendar. Now this right here, I probably want to list that. I'm going to turn down the lighting now. Separately. And if I was going to sell it, quite a bit more. It's a brass calendar. Okay, so you have the 28, 30, 31 days in here. You have, what does that say in that little area? Okay, so those are the months. It says June is next to November. So December, June, November. Not sure why they're split up. So you have January. What's next to January? Boy, you had to have really good eyes back then. So there's 2 Januaries. So it's a pocket calendar for 12 years. Very interesting. February, April, September. If anybody knows about that, let me know. All right, so that's the key collection. Let's go through the next box. This one's going to be loud. You'll see in a second. All right, so I brought my biggest tray in because, well, let me shake the box. You should be able to kind of tell what's in there. It's a collection of marbles. So here we go. I'm just going to slowly and carefully dump them on the tray so I can show this to you. All right, so they are old. I'm going to say there's some newer marbles, but the majority of these are older marbles. Now, what am I going to do with the collection like this? Well, I'd probably pick these larger ones out because the larger marbles, believe it or not, can go for big money if that's what you collect and that's what you like. Some of them can have little initials on them. I've sold marbles like this before, but I've never really seen a collection this large. See here? So these are really neat. I'm guessing pretty old. Now this one, the clear glass, may not be as old. I'm kind of just pulling out the ones that are larger. Like that. And I've washed my hands because those keys can be really dirty. Alright, let's get the camera just right. Okay, so this would be a larger marble. This one here looks pretty cool. I even believe there's names for certain designs in the marble. Okay, oh, another neat one right here. Let's get this one a little closer. Now, what am I looking for? Well, let's see if I can find a newer marble in here. This kind of looks like a newer marble. I don't know why, but it does. And then this looks like a much older marble. Just the material, the glass, see there's got little bubbles in the glass. So we'll put that one off to the side. There's a larger green, definitely older. But sometimes the darker, like this one, and it's not a totally smooth surface, so that one looks older. That kind of marble, to me, older. There's a bigger one here, this green one. It's like a medium. Now this one, my eye caught this one and this one. These look older. So a marble collector is going to know. They're going to look at these and say, and they'll be able to tell you, oh, that's from a certain year, a certain type of marble making process. I'm sure the process is the same, but just the way the colors are deeper. All right, another big one. It's been used. It's got some life to it. There is some swirl on the inside. I almost think I need to pull out my light board, my bigger light board, and put them on there and see what they look like. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that's what I'm going to do. And then these solid ones. I don't know much about just the solids. So if I was going to sort these, I'd say, all right, let me grab all these reds. Because they are cool looking. And then, oops, see, look, this one here. They're really deeper, richer colors. This one. There's quite a few. This looks like a newer marble to me. Maybe not. Yeah, there's some really nice looking ones in here. So let me get that light box. Well, maybe you'll see how they shine through. Ooh, look at this one. See, now that looks pretty old. Just by looking at it, the two colors, the surface is not perfectly smooth. So I'm going to say that's a totally vintage marble. This one is misshapen and just really uneven. I don't think it'll even roll correctly. See that? Look at this really deep green. That would look cool under the light. Let's do it. Let me grab the light. Okay, so I put some up there just so you can get a quick look. This, when I saw this, doesn't that look like a pair of lips in there? Now, the ones that are like that, so you can see all the way through those. Even this blue one you can see through. This one you can see through. You can see how uneven this is now. There's like a flat edge there. I don't know if it's, been chipped from playing marbles. You just don't know. And then like this one, you won't be able to see all the way through. Now let me just take another. I got another light here. Oh, I had another light here. There we go. So you can kind of, it's hard to see. It's shining right through. Not the brightest light, but let me just take a bunch and put them in. Ooh, like that one, you can really see through that green. I'm trying to give you a nice close shot. Now this one here looks like a really dark one, so you can't see through it. So what does that mean in marble making? I think that's usually the older ones. I can't get those, I can't get that lip out of my mind now. I keep looking at it. Ah, see, these are neat. The way it shines through these. This blue one, that one. Okay, let's move these off to the side. Let's put some more up. Yes, I dropped one on the ground. I don't want to step on it. Got it. Here was that tray of all the big ones. Ooh, pretty light. Making light with marbles. I like these orange ones here. This is just a clear one. This one's really cool, this big one. The greens. That one's got some neat coloring. Here's that oddball one that isn't even round. It just sits there. Look at that. And then you got a lot that just, you can't see through. So. There, that's kind of like the one with the red lips. It's just got white in it. Not as cool looking though. The yellow one. See, that looks like a newer one to me. Let me bring the light down just a little. Maybe it's too bright. No, I don't know. I like that one there. It's like a little peach color. Ooh, look at that one. Alright, I could show them all to you, but let's get on to the next round. Here's one of those black ones. See, not even see-through. Let's move on to the next box. I'll sort these out later. I'll be back. I was thinking I had my black light handy. Let me show you some of these glow under the black light. Look at that one. That one. That one. How about that one? They got to be right next to it, and then you can kind of see if they glow or not. Here, let me just take you over the whole tray. Okay, so back there's a couple glowers. That's pretty neat. Ooh, there's an orange one that's glowing. Look at this one. I don't know if that tells you anything, but it looked cool. I was just hanging there. I said, let me check. This one down here looks like it glows, so we'll put it under a black light. Look at that. All right. All right, I'm done with the marbles. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the box. Now, it does say here, little cars and stuff. 2 rattles, baby. 1 play crib toy. And then this side says small cars, crayons, rattles, bingo corn, guns, toy guns, and yo-yos. So let's see. All right. I see stuff that's not on the list. A vintage marble bag. It's like a leather bag with a brown tie. It does say marbles. Jacob Lake, Arizona. Anybody in Jacob? Oh, there's stuff in it. I always love finding little treasures like this. Going through it. And knowing that this was somebody's special stuff. So I always, I don't know. I feel good about it that I can show their special stuff, whoever it was. And then one giant metal ball. They held it forever, and now I'm showing it to you. So it's the rattle. So there was baby rattles in there. Yeah, this one's very old. You would not give this to an infant these days. They would not allow it. It's just a flimsy plastic. A bank. It says Liberty Bell. And once you get it in, once you put the money inside this bank, you are not getting it out. I had a little hiccup there. Okay, yo-yo. Yeah, they did say. This one says Hawthorne Melody Cottage Cheese. So that would be considered a promo yo-yo. Those are collectible. People who collect yo-yos try to collect the promo ones like that. Here's another yo-yo. This is the red dot. It says, what does it say? Upside down. Genuine Beginners. Genuine Beginners Yo-Yo. Registered U.S. Patent Office, Duncan. All right, look at this thing. This thing is odd. It's in a bag. Let's see the face. I can't. Okay, so it looks like a female dancer, and there's jingles and bells on her at the ends of her hands and feet, and then there's round and blue little round balls. A main section. It all feels like wood head. 2 pieces for the head, and you just shake it around on the string. Interesting. I've never actually seen anything like that. So that is a cool vintage item. And then, ooh, a little chick with something in it. I'm assuming you push it, because I see a spring. What's in there? Oh, it popped out. It's like a little wood or plastic jelly bean. It's one of the original pooping toys. I've shown a lot of those. Another rattle. Ooh, this one might scare you. It looks scary. It's this really soft plastic. There's a little dent in the baby's forehead with bright orange baby rattle. Yeah, so think about it. Somebody had that. Maybe they had that for their kid and they wanted to save it. And then here is a Smurf, Barber Smurf. I think it's 1971. It says, you can't see it, Schleig, S-C-H-L-E-I-G-H, 1978 maybe, Rio, made in Hong Kong. Those are very collectible, those old vinyl figures. And guess what? Another pack of marbles. And then another pack of vintage jacks. So the marbles don't really need to be in the jacks. Look at that. Somebody kept this tiny little crystal. And you've got the jacks, which look pretty old. These look original old. These look remakes or newer. These marbles can go in the marbles. I'll keep them with this for now. I'll tell you, let me move this stuff out of the way. There is more. Well, I could show you this. This is pretty small. The other two are bigger boxes. It's a little tin soldier. His gun is a little bent, but very collectible, the old tin soldiers. Many times I've had them in my collection, but sold them off because it's not something I do collect. We shall see. All right, let me clear this out and move on to the next group of items. Okay, those are the little cars. There's a bunch of little cars. They don't say anything. This says Chief Fire Department. So there's 2 chief fire departments. This says police. I don't see a name. Made in Japan. And there's these blue cars that look like ambulances. Yes, it says ambulance. And then there's one taxi. What's this one? Okay, this has got some like really funny faces on these little painted cars. They got the 21 and the 8. Now, who knows? Is this going to belong to a game? I don't know. And then there's these. What are these? These are interesting. These almost look like serial cars. It says patent pending. They're like old roadster kind of cars. Oh, this has something. Does it have anything on it? They're in little packs, like it came in a cereal or something. No info. Nothing written on the bottom of that. Hopefully these, oh, this says old stickers. It says Goodyear. Maybe they were giveaways? At least the yellow ones, they say Goodyear. Maybe they were giveaways? I'm not sure. They were all nicely packed, so let's repack. Now the box itself could be collectibles. Gimbals was an old store, retail store. So and then these little guys. These are pretty cool. They're just little tin cards. They don't roll great. The wheels are really skinny, and they're made in Japan. I don't know much about them. That's something I would need to definitely research. Oops. Gentle. All right, two little Western style. They are not cap guns though. They're just pullbacks. This one says, what does this say? Hold on a second. This says Hubley, which is a well-known brand. This one, okay, so you just pull it. I guess you could put a cap in there, but I don't think that's what they're for. But there's two associated little sheriff's badges with it. Okay, there's this one. It says Deputy Sheriff. And this one, which says Junior Ranger. Now, that might have been from one of the old radio shows. Who knows, a Lone Ranger. And you'd send in for your badge. All right, here's the last group. Interesting case. It's like a leatherette box with what looks like feathers and an interesting Art Deco kind of design. And there's more cars. Very cool. All right, this blue one. It says something on the inside. Hard to read. It says Renwall product, number 104, made in the USA. So I would just Google Renwall. Let's do Renwall. Renwall toy car. Let's see. Renwal. Toy car. I'm not familiar with the company or the products. And there's cars, yes. So one car, let's see. Filter. Now I'll go to sold. Quite a few sold. One car can go for $39 depending on the car. Some are a lot less. $27 for a grouping of 3 of them. So you really have to just fine tune and research. This is a Tootsie toy. Familiar with those? The wheels are very thin on those. This one is neat. What does this one say? Looks like an old, another Tootsie toy. Race car driver. Whoa. I don't know if it was painted that way originally, but he's got really sharp, choppy teeth and wild eyes staring at you. This one. What does this one say? This one says Arcor. A-R-C-O-R. Safe Play Toys. It's like an old car. That's the same thing as that one. These two look like they were in a set. This looks like another Tootsie toy made in the USA. A nice big sedan. It says it's a Lincoln Capri. And then a Tonka. Missing its drum. There should be a drum on the back. Now the Tonka truck itself is in really nice shape. So someone may have the drum on one that's in really bad shape and may want to buy that. Okay, well that's it. That was everything in the box. Now, depending on your age, some of these, many of these predate me. So, did you have these? Did you play with something like this when you were younger? Let me know. And thanks for watching. I'll repack this later. I don't need to do it now. But there you go. I think that's a pretty interesting, eclectic mix of, keepsakes that someone put in a box. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. I shall see, but hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. The keys, the marbles, or the toys. What was your favorite part? And thanks for watching. Later.
If you're looking for the item you just saw in the video, click here. Watch more videos by clicking here. Don't forget to share on social media and give a thumbs up.
Hey, LPS-Dave.
What's up, Butch?
Make sure they don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, please click here to subscribe to Lucky Penny Shop. And always remember, when you see a lucky penny,
Pick it up.